Assalamu alaikum, and a welcome of peace to Hidayah. In a world often fractured by division, we turn to the illuminating guidance of Islam on a matter essential to our collective survival and dignity: our relationship with those of other faiths. If you believe in building bridges of understanding, please support this mission by subscribing and following our channel. Together, we can be ambassadors of the Quran's call to wisdom and beautiful conversation. Let us begin by confronting a false and destructive narrative that Islam is a faith of forced conversion, intolerance, and perpetual hostility towards the other. This caricature, perpetuated by both extremist Muslims and anti-Islamic polemicists, is shattered by the primary sources of our religion. The foundational Islamic position on interfaith relations is not conflict, but principled coexistence; not compulsion, but invitation through wisdom; not hatred, but a recognition of shared humanity under one Creator. Our guidance comes from a verse that stands as an eternal pillar of religious freedom. La ikraha fid din. There is no compulsion in religion. This is not a political concession. It is a divine decree rooted in the nature of faith itself. True belief cannot be coerced. It must be embraced by a free heart and a convinced mind. Therefore, the Muslim's duty is not to compel, but to convey, and to do so with a character and methodology that reflects the beauty of what is being conveyed. To understand our model, we look to the very life of the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him. His mission in Mecca was one of peaceful persuasion in the face of severe persecution. But it is in Medina, where he became the leader of a pluralistic society, that his supreme example of statecraft and covenant emerges. The document known as the Constitution of Medina was a revolutionary social contract. It established a single political community, an ummah, comprising Muslims of various tribes, as well as the Jewish tribes of Medina and other polytheists who were party to the treaty. They were described as one community to the exclusion of all others. This meant they shared collective security, mutual defense, and the obligation to resolve internal disputes peacefully. The rights of the Jewish tribes to practice their religion freely were explicitly guaranteed. Here was the Prophet, as the leader, not imposing Islam, but governing a multi-faith society based on justice and shared citizenship. This is our pristine precedent. Further, the Quran consistently acknowledges the piety and salvation of righteous people from other Abrahamic traditions. It states, إِنَّ الَّذِينَ آمَنُوا وَالَّذِينَ هَادُوا وَالنَّصَارَى وَالصَّابِئِينَ مَنْ آمَنَ بِاللَّهِ وَالْيَوْمِ الْآخِرِ وَعَمِلَ صَالِحًا فَلَهُمْ أَجْرُهُمْ عِنْدَ رَبِّهِمْ وَلَا خَوْفٌ عَلَيْهِمْ وَلَا هُمْ يَحْزَنُونَ. Indeed, those who have believed in Prophet Muhammad, and those who were Jews, and the Christians, and the Sabians, those among them who believe in Allah and the Last Day and do righteous deeds, they will have their reward with their Lord, and no fear will there be concerning them, nor will they grieve. This verse radically disrupts exclusivist claims. It affirms that divine mercy and reward transcend formal religious labels and are accessible to anyone from any community who fulfills the core principles of sincere belief in the one God, belief in accountability, and righteous action. Our theology makes a truth claim that Islam is the final and complete revelation, but it does not monopolize God's mercy or claim to consign all non-Muslims to damnation. This theological humility is essential for genuine dialogue. The Quran also provides the ethical methodology for our interaction. We are commanded, "Id'u ila sabili rabbika bil hikmati wal maw'idati al hasana, wajadilhum billati hiya ahsan." Invite to the way of your Lord with wisdom and good instruction, and argue with them in the best way, and argue with them in a way that is best. This is the three-part divine protocol for engagement. Al-Hikmah, wisdom, means speaking to people according to their capacity, context, and intellectual framework. It requires deep listening and understanding before speaking. Al-Mawizat al-Hasana, good instruction, means exhortation through beautiful, compassionate preaching, rooted in shared values like justice, mercy, and love for the Creator. Al-Jadal billati hiya ahsan, debate in the best manner, means that even when there is profound disagreement, our discourse must remain respectful, intelligent, and aimed at enlightenment, not humiliation or victory. The goal is understanding and peaceful persuasion, not domination. This leads to the critical distinction between theological disagreement and social coexistence. One can believe someone is incorrect in their theology while simultaneously affirming their right to hold that belief, defending their dignity, and cooperating with them for the common good. This is the prophetic way. The Prophet, peace be upon him, received a Christian delegation from Najran in his mosque. They debated theology vigorously, but when their time of prayer came, he allowed them to pray in his mosque, facing their own direction. He did not see their ritual in his space as a desecration, but as an exercise of a right he had guaranteed. He also made treaties with polytheistic tribes, honored his agreements, and instructed his followers. Whoever wrongs a muwahid, a non-Muslim under Muslim protection, or diminishes his right, or burdens him beyond his capacity, or takes something from him without his consent, I will be his prosecutor on the day of judgment. The protection of life, property, and honor of peaceful non-Muslim citizens is a sacred trust in Islamic law. In our contemporary world, this Islamic ethic is not a luxury, it is a necessity. We live in diverse, interconnected societies. The call to dialogue is a call to fulfill our role as shuhada ala nas, witnesses over mankind. We cannot be witnesses if we are isolated, shouting from the periphery. We must engage in the public square, in interfaith councils, in collaborative charity projects, and in defending the rights of all oppressed people, regardless of their faith. When we stand alongside our Christian, Jewish, Hindu, Sikh, or secular neighbors to feed the hungry, shelter the homeless, or advocate for environmental justice, we are embodying the Quranic principle of وَتَعَاوَنُوا عَلَى الْبِرِّ وَالتَّقْوَى and cooperate in righteousness and piety. We are also dismantling the toxic clash of civilizations narrative by modeling a cooperation of civilizations. This path requires courage and intellectual integrity. It means confidently articulating our beliefs without aggression or apology. It means listening to the beliefs of others with respect, seeking to understand, not just to refute. It means condemning acts of persecution against any religious community anywhere in the world, because injustice against a church or a synagogue is an injustice against the Islamic principle of protecting houses of worship. It also means having the internal strength to address extremism within our own communities, recognizing that groups who terrorize religious minorities are not defending Islam. They are obliterating its core commandments of justice and covenant. Ultimately, interfaith dialogue is an extension of Tawheed, the oneness of God. If we truly believe Allah is the Lord of all worlds, Rabbil Alameen, then every human being is part of His creation, under His providence, and worthy of the dignity He has bestowed. Our diversity of paths is, in the Quranic view, a part of the divine will. وَلَوْ شَاءَ رَبُّكَ لَجَعَلَ النَّاسَ أُمَّةً وَاحِدَةً. And if your Lord had willed, He could have made mankind one community. Our differences are a test for us. Will we use them as grounds for conflict or as an opportunity to learn, to compete in good deeds, and to strive towards our common Lord? The ideal society in Islam is not a monolithic theocracy where all are forcibly Muslim. It is a just, pluralistic society where Muslims can practice their faith fully and freely, and where they guarantee that same freedom to others, inviting them to truth with wisdom and beauty, and leaving the final judgment to the all-knowing, all-just judge. So let us be the generation that revives the Medina model in spirit. Let us be known in our neighborhoods, workplaces, and nations as the people of the best argument, the firmest covenant, and the most consistent justice. Let our interactions be a living testament to the verse, Ya ayyuhan nasu inna khalaqnakum min dhakarin wa untha, wa ja'alnakum shu'uban wa qaba'il lita'arafu. O mankind, indeed, we have created you from male and female, and made you peoples and tribes, that you may know one another. Our diversity is for acquaintance, not for antagonism. Let us fulfill this divine purpose. Thank you for your commitment to growth. May Allah grant you beneficial knowledge, the strength to act upon it, and make you amongst those who hear the word and follow the best of it. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.